house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this speech a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Easy Bets podcast. I'm your host, Logan. With me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
Yo.
We got Jesse back in the producer's chair helping us out for the second week in a row. This is episode 204, College Football Week 12, NFL Week 11. We're going to just get right out in front of it. We're getting steamrolled right now. We were just talking about it before we started recording. We're in a slump. We're in the darkness. This is what I talk about before we embarked on this season. I said we're going to find ourselves in a losing streak at one point. And you don't trade it for anything. You're in the summer months, and it's like you're wishing for there to be football and you be in a losing streak. You know what I mean? Then when you're in the losing streak, you don't want to be. You'd rather there be no football and you just not losing all your money.
Yeah.
So, but it all could end in one episode. We could get back on track. I told you I'm going blind confidence this week. No more tentativeness. No more. We've been shooting blanks. I'm fucking ready. I'm serious. I'm ready to go. Hit the like and subscribe button. The Big Easy Bets podcast is brought to you by BetStamp. If you're looking for a place to bet on these games, hopefully you haven't been really tailing ours. It's been a little tough go the last couple weeks. But if you're looking for a place to play some sports bets and you want to take advantage of the promo offers, go to signupexpert.com/BigEasyBets. You can find the link in the description. Click the link, pick the sportsbook of your choosing, take advantage of the offers, and you help our podcast out in the process. This is a tried and true method where, I don't know if we call it a method, but as soon as people hop off the wagon, that's when we get going. That's when we turn around and we fucking get them. And you're about to see it this week. I have a lot of plays. I'm not afraid to add a bunch more too. We got a few things to get into before we get to that. We've also had a lot of bad luck. Let's call a spade here. The ball has not been bouncing our way. I don't feel particularly that bad about some of the picks. Some have been terrible, but then there's also been some misfortune along the way, which is going to happen. If you do this long enough, that's going to happen. And if you do a sports betting show, I'm not throwing in the towel on this season, but if you do a sports betting show long enough, you're going to have some bad years here and there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we got a long way to go. You got a little tougher hill to climb in college than I do, but you're positive in the NFL. We pick every game in bowl season. There's plenty of money left on the table. All it takes is one good week, and then all of a sudden, all you can see is winners. So, you don't seem confident.
We're short on weeks.
Yeah, no, it's passing us by. But bowl season, we're gonna have a lot of games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got what, 30, 40 bowl games?
Yeah.
I might pick every bowl game side and total, and then just fucking get it out the mud. Again, episode 204, hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get into a couple things that happened since we last recorded. The Saints, Coach Rizzi got a win, and in one half of football showed you more heart than Dennis Allen did in his entire tenure with the Saints. We got the blocked field goal, and then that face he made. It's just passion. That's what you want out of a coach. You want somebody that is going to be passionate and wants to win, and it means something to him. With Dennis Allen, he was just a stiff on the sidelines. You didn't know if he was even awake. So you got to be happy for Coach Rizzi there. I don't know or we do know now. As I was watching live, I was like, did he just get paralyzed? Peyton Turner hit him in the back. I was like, he just fractured his vertebrae. His legs went numb, it looked like. He said it was his arm. He said he got a stinger. But I was watching live. I was like, something's wrong with him. I was like, I don't know if he's okay. Because he, grabbed him and, all his weight went on him. And his legs were, going limp. I don't know. That was strange.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him at first, but I'd recognize him with his headphones on the sideline.
What do you mean?
When they hired him as the interim, I didn't recognize his face at first, but with his headphones on, I did, because we sat close 2 years, the past 2 years.
In the press conference, you're saying you didn't recognize him?
No.
Yeah.
Because of his ears.
His ears are.
Yeah, when they get covered up, I recognized him.
Yeah.
That guy's a nut job.
Yeah.
You remember when he frickin' got in Foskey's ass in one of the games we went to?
Yes. Yeah, no.
He's super high energy.
He was the one when Dennis Allen was crying, kissing Arthur Smith's feet whenever Jameis let Jamal Williams run it in. Rizzy was the one who went over there and was talking shit to him. So you can see it in the replay where Arthur Smith's like, "Why'd you have to do that?" And Dennis Allen's like, "I'm sorry." Rizzy walks up and says something, and Arthur Smith turns around, basically he's like, "Fuck you." So he definitely told him, like, stop being a punk ass bitch, as Dennis Allen's over there fucking trying to give him a hug. It's good. I had a feeling that it would go that way. I didn't necessarily feel so confident in the offense, down as many weapons as we are. That's why I bet the under. The under did hit. Kind of luckily, I guess. A lot of missed field goals. There was a lot of yards. But I felt like the Saints would have a spark. You know, it's a tale as old as time. The coach gets fired. Team comes back and rallies around the interim coach. That's what we saw. But let's pump the fucking brakes on the winning. Let's not win too much, you know? Beat the Falcons. That's great. Hurrah. But let's go draft motherfucking Shador Sanders and get his daddy in here.
Yeah, we're going to go 8-9.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to rally off a win streak here. What do you do, though? I mean, it's one of those things. The coach is fired. We traded Lattimore. Let's not fucking win too much. Let's not be in purgatory. Let's lose all the rest of our games, and we start this fucking rebuild.
Yeah.
Am I wrong to think that?
I mean, that would be ideal, but I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. It was nice to see them get that win, and you want to see it for a guy like I said, when somebody's as passionate as he is, you can't not root for somebody like that. And you want to see people with that fire. Like I said, Dennis Allen had none of that. None of that. So, but we got to think about the future here. We got to think about the future. So, I don't know. But even when we suck and we're at our worst, we can't lose to the Falcons. Kirk Cousins played like shit. So that was the good, I guess. Let's talk about LSU. I was so fucking mad. I made that halftime video. I was fucking pissed. These motherfuckers are costing me all my money. All my money.
Yeah.
Dude, like, is this just we're in the same boat where, like we talked about earlier, where you're not going to get any better than Brian Kelly?
I mean, I don't know.
So we're just stuck with him. Penn State's stuck with James Franklin. We're stuck with Brian Kelly because back up the Brinks truck for fucking Kurt Signetti.
Yeah.
Give me Kurt Signetti.
We'll see.
I get it. Look, Brian Kelly is he's got, it's exactly what I said. It's exactly what I said in the halftime video. If you follow us on Instagram, you saw it, and that was fucking from the heart. I was so mad, dude. But Brian Kelly has this reputation of being a buttoned-up, disciplined coach, and his teams don't make the mistakes, and they don't shoot themselves in the foot, and that's all we fucking do. That's all we do. How many false starts are Emory Jones and Will Campbell going to get, or holdings?
Yeah, that's the thing. The biggest...
just killing drives.
I mean, we had our suspicions about the defense this year, right? And obviously we were high on Nussmeier. But the biggest disappointment has been the offensive line.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the best offensive line in the country. They're not even close.
No. And they've got NFL talent. The center, that's why I said the center doesn't know he's playing center.
Yeah.
I don't know what, like, it was just so disappointing because Alabama's it. It's one of those, like, for Michigan and Ohio State, you can lose all your other games, but if you beat that team, then it's not a complete failure of a season. So, and if you win all your games and then lose to Alabama and you don't win a championship, you're looking back on the Bama game. It's
well, the worst part is that everything that LSU needed to happen to get back into the SEC championship game has been happening.
The stars aligned, yeah.
All they had to do was beat Alabama and win the rest of the games. Georgia ends up losing to Ole Miss, which helped LSU. And then Georgia's 10-point favorites against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Which would have, if Georgia wins, that would also have helped LSU. LSU would have been in second place, the winner of A&M and Texas would have been playing LSU if LSU were to win out.
Yeah, you had the stars aligned. You controlled your own destiny at this point, and you had 2 weeks to prepare. And that's what we did, 42-13, and you scored a touchdown in garbage time to make the score not look as bad. 42-6 with 2 weeks to prepare. After you just got torched by a scrambling quarterback with Marcel Reed at A&M, you have 2 weeks to prepare for Jalen Milroe, a Jalen Milroe that has shown plenty of weakness this year, and he fucking runs all over you for 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, whatever it was. He didn't have to do anything with his fucking legs. Nothing. So you have 2 weeks to prepare. You pay Blake Baker so much money for what? That's the question I asked. What did we bring this guy in for? That fucking game. To not blow a second half lead against Texas A&M with a quarterback that doesn't look even fucking good the next week against South Carolina. Why are we paying these motherfuckers so much money if they're not going to do their job? Brian Kelly, it's every single year. We're just going to win 9 games every year? We're going to lose the first game of the season every fucking year? Imagine if we didn't lose to fucking USC. And then and I get it, the SEC wins are what matters. But it's like that's not a good, they're not that good. They're not anywhere near as good as people thought after week 1. So you don't come in prepared. You make a bunch of mistakes shooting yourself in the foot. Garrett Nussmeier, dude, I was texting you about it. I'm out. I don't think he's going to be good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's going to go to the NFL. He has another year of eligibility.
Oh, you're saying? Oh, I thought you meant ever. I was like,
no,
oh, fuck.
I mean this year.
I got you.
It was something that kind of crossed my mind watching the A&M game in the second half. I'm like, okay, maybe he's just not ready. And we saw glimpses of it earlier in the year, but this game.
Okay, so let's play the hypothetical then. He doesn't go. Who starts next year?
He would.
Over Bryce Underwood?
Yeah.
If he stays, does that tempt Bryce Underwood to say, I'm going to Michigan?
I don't think so. I mean, everyone knows Michigan's offered him $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
But Michigan's we're complaining about how we are. Michigan's in a total turmoil.
Yeah, I understand. It's home, though.
Yeah, I still, it would be a bad move, I think, in the long run for him.
What if he comes out and says, if Nussmeier stays, I'm leaving? Do you push Nussmeier out the door?
I don't know.
You push that motherfucker out the door.
But people don't remit, like, Jaden Daniels, it took 2 years. He was not lighting it up by any means his first year.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow the same way. Joe Burrow.
No, I know.
The year before we won the national championship.
No, he was lost average at best. Yeah.
We lost to Alabama in Tiger Stadium, 30-0.
Yeah.
We didn't score a single point.
Yeah, no, it was the ultimate switch flip to go from that to the following year. And, I mean, he torched UCF after he got lit up and came back and we won that game. And then scheme matters. I told you, this year more than any, it's hit me like a ton of bricks. That scheme matters way more than like I said, I always knew it did, but I didn't put enough stock in it. We clearly – so I was messaging somebody earlier. Why does Brian Kelly get a free pass for last year? It's just we kind of just like, okay, well, Matt House was really bad and the defense and this and that, but Brian Kelly put those motherfuckers on the field. You wasted the soon-to-be Rookie of the Year, Pro Bowler, possible fucking all-pro quarterback in Jaden Daniels, and 2 stud wide receivers, 2 first-round NFL talent wide receivers on the same team, wasted them. One of the best offenses in the history of college football, and you wasted it because you didn't even have a defense with a fucking pulse. It didn't need – it's like in 19. That was the whole thing, was like, oh, the defense is actually the weakest link now because the offense was so good. But it was like, is LSU's defense going to be the reason they don't win? I remember that there were games there where it was like, okay, this defense is not that good. But it had a ton of talent, and then they got it going. And last year's defense was the worst defense I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
So how do you bring in Brian Kelly, you pay him all this fucking money, he loses the first game every year, the team's not ready to go, and you put out the worst defense I've ever seen in my entire life with one of the best offenses we've ever had. You wasted away another chance at winning a national championship. Like, why does he get a free pass for that? That
Yeah,
should be
I don't know if
talked
it's a
about
free
more.
pass. It's just, I don't know. I think if next year they struggle again, they're not in competition for the SEC championship for another year, then they're going to start looking to get rid of him. But the big issue is what a lot of people, our offensive scheme and everything is terrible.
Yeah. You remember?
It's like we question Nussmeier, how smart he is. Well, how smart is the guy calling plays? Does the guy calling plays have anything in between the years?
No, Joe Sloan's a fucking dumbass. A dumbass.
So you lose Mike Denbrock, and I thought coming into the year that might be a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
And it's shown up, but it's like Nussmeier's ability to, when they disguise pressures or coverages against him, he's lost.
No, he is, and it's like remarkable how lost he is. It really is. I don't.
But I think a lot of that comes down to coaching.
Yeah.
This is his first year starting for a full season, so it's not like he has a ton of experience playing.
Yeah, that's fair, but he's been around for a while though, so you would just expect him not to make the mistakes to the degree that he's making them, because he tried to throw 2 more picks against Bama and they dropped him.
Yeah.
It's every fucking game though. Now that's the problem. It's like, oh, we haven't had a clean game in weeks, and you've directly lost us the game in some capacity. Like A&M, he imploded.
Yeah, well, it was the A&M game where they really started using disguises against them.
Yeah.
And Alabama picked up on that.
I don't know.
But then defensively, when he had a chance to get off the field, we couldn't.
Yeah. No, yeah, of course. It's
like
not all on him.
Alabama did a great job of using the running backs, throwing to the running backs. We didn't cover them.
But you would like that, you would like to know, okay, if we have to get in a shootout, then we can, because on paper you'd think we could. We have talent at the wide receiver position. It's not as good as last year or 19, obviously, not even close. But you still have talent. Why do we not give Caden Durham the ball more? I understand why he's not in there, because they don't think he's as good enough in pass protection.
Yeah, that was stupid.
But 7 touches? The first fucking drive, he sparks it, goes 40-plus yards.
Yeah, I thought he was injured because he had dislocated toes or something.
Yeah, but they said
no.
this is the healthiest he's been. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And it's like, maybe they know way more than I do. Clearly they do. But when you can see it, and we're not fucking blind. When you give that kid the ball, good things happen. So you want to tell me that after one drive, we got taken out of the game plan, and now we got to fucking throw to keep up with them, so we got to put in the back who's better at pass protection? I don't buy it. You don't need to move away from him that quick. So 7 carries is fucking ridiculous. Anybody with eyesight can see that he's the most efficient running back we have when he gets the ball. He was the one. It was like, oh, we have 0 run game, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh fuck, Caden Durham is pretty good. And then week after week, he's clearly battling through a fucking toe injury. But you give him the ball, the first touch he gets, he goes 40-plus yards. And then you don't give it to him anymore. And then now we're one-dimensional, and they're fucking throwing shit at Nuss and confusing him. I just don't understand. I don't get it. And Brian Kelly keeps saying all the things. Like, he just gives you these rinse and repeat, like, I get why they're upset. And like, he says the thing, like, we go, why doesn't Caden Durham get the fucking ball more? And he's like, yeah, we got to figure out blah, blah, blah with the game plan and this and that. It's like, give us something legitimate. Why is he not getting the fucking ball? Why did y'all decide to not hand him the ball throughout the game? Give us an answer. Is it because he can't pass protect?
Yeah, that's what they came up with.
I didn't hear him say it, but it's like,
I thought I saw a report.
But regardless, yeah, no, it's like, I know that's what it is, but why'd you abandon the run game so fast?
Yeah.
7 carries is fucking ridiculous. There's no way
and they're sending pressure. Quick. At Nussmeier, it's a way to counteract a pass rush, is to run the ball.
Yeah. And it's
Instead, they just let Alabama pin their ears back.
Exactly. And it's like, okay, if that is your answer, that he's not good enough in pass protection, so we got to put in Williams and this and that. It's like, clearly it didn't fucking work because it was 42-6. So maybe try something different. It's fucking annoying, dude. It's been every year since we've gotten Brian Kelly now, except the first year when we beat Bama, I understand, and then you go shit the bed elsewhere. It's aggravating. And then Jeff Landry, the governor of Louisiana. Jeff Landry's a dipshit. What are your thoughts about the Tiger?
I don't care about it.
I think it's incredibly just unnecessary.
Yeah, I thought it was stupid a little bit, but I mean,
yeah, it's when I like take a step back and think like our governor's wasting fucking time to import this tiger from Florida. It's like, go fill in the potholes and shit.
yeah.
Why are you like, especially when the school comes out and is like, yeah, we're not doing it. You can't use Mike. And then he stomps his feet and goes and gets the fattest tiger I've ever seen from Florida, Omar Bradley. And then after the game, he has the audacity to take shots. You saw that? After the game, he was like, well, the tiger, the one that we brought in, was the only one that showed up that night. Fuck you. What? Wow. No, he's a front runner, dude. That's not somebody you want in your corner. He just, when the going got tough and we played bad and everybody fucking knows it, he just piled on. You're the governor of this state, you short fuck. Piling on fucking LSU when they get embarrassed by Alabama. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Throwing a temper tantrum, hoeing out some fucking random tiger from Florida. That's why I said that if that tiger was so fat, if that cage opened, he wouldn't have went anywhere. He wouldn't have even left it to go attack anybody because I don't think he could move. When he got up, I was like, oh my God, that's the fattest fucking tiger I've seen. In my head, I was like, there's a movie script in there where he's not a fat piece of shit tiger and like the gate opens and it's like, oh my God, he's going to fucking maul somebody. And then Mike fucking breaks out of the habitat and then they fucking fight like a Godzilla, if you will. Maybe not. I don't know. That's how bad LSU did. I was thinking of that. I was like, maybe we got something there. No, Jeff Landry's a fucking dumbass, dude. A dumbass. It's the quickest way to not get reelected. Start talking shit about LSU, you fucking moron. What else? Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir update. Got you back. Keon Coleman was out.
He's out again.
Is he really? Oh, you're dead. Stick a fork in him, you're done. You're going to need a fucking huge game. The yardage as it currently sits, Khalil Shakir has 529. Keon Coleman has 417. Shakir leads the league in yards after catch.
Okay. A lot of screens.
Hey. So good bet by me. I fucking that's why I said we're not talking touchdowns, even though Khalil Shakir I think has him in that category as well. He's good. You disrespected Khalil Shakir, Boise State alum.
No, I didn't.
What do you mean? You did. Still plenty of time though. You never know. He could break his fucking leg, and then Keon Coleman comes back, and I'm throwing you a bone there. That's not going to happen.
I've seen players break it before.
Micah Parsons. You saw what he said about Mike McCarthy?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, it's a problem. Dallas is in shambles. Micah Parsons was doing his post-game interview, and he was saying he feels bad for Zach Martin because the Cowboys suck, and he's like, he doesn't have much time left in his career. It's almost over. It's like, I feel bad for the guys like him. He put in way more time and effort than Mike McCarthy ever did. It's like, oh, fuck. That's your head coach, pal. So they have huge problems in Dallas because you don't really want to say that about the head coach. But I don't think they really give a fuck. I think they know Mike McCarthy's done after this year. They're not doing shit. But there should be a little bit of decorum in the locker room that you're not gonna throw the coach under the bus. And then he tried, but that's one thing too. He didn't stand on it. He tried to backtrack and be like, y'all are trying to twist my words and I wasn't saying it. It's like you fucking said you feel bad for the guys that put on the way he said it. Like you didn't even need to include Mike McCarthy. You could have said, I feel bad for Zach Martin. His career's almost over. It's like the guys who put in way more time and effort than Mike McCarthy. So what is he doing in between games? If he's not, is he not at practice? Is he eating?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's never a good look. The Pelicans, pretty much everybody's hurt. At this point, what does it take? At this point, I feel like you have to fire every single person on the training staff, top to bottom. Every single year we have injuries, whether it be with the Saints or the Pelicans. What is it going to take before we start looking internally and going, whatever we're doing is not working? Training staff, everybody's got to go. Get rid of Oshner, all of them. I couldn't be more out on Zion Williamson. I think New Orleans sports are cursed.
Yeah.
We've got to be. We've got to be. You got the no call. You got year after year of heartbreak with the Saints. Anthony Davis decides he doesn't want to play with us anymore. And it's like, okay, great. We're screwed again. Back to purgatory. And then by the grace of God, we weren't even close to the top of supposed to getting the number 1 pick. Defy the odds. We get the number 1 pick. Zion Williamson, you're a New Orleans Pelican, and you're never going to fucking play a full season ever. At some point, you got to either be able to play or not. This guy's too worried about fucking porn stars and his off time. What do? It's every single fucking year. They're like, oh, he's in the best shape. They said that last year. He's in the best shape. He's coming in. He's ready to go. Lighter. We're fucking, 7 games in? And he's hurt again? He's out for another month and a half?
Well, who else is hurt?
Everyone's hurt. Ingram, Alvarado's now out for over a month. Herb Jones is hurt. Everybody's fucking hurt. Everybody. But I'm so serious. Like, it's so deflating because Zion Williamson, when healthy, is one of the best players in the league and this and that. And you can build around him, but he's never healthy. So your body's either capable to withstand the wear and tear of an NBA season or it's not. And for some people, it's just not. And he's a bust. He's a bust. The hype that he had around him, not one time you played a full season.
Yeah.
Go look at how many times Michael fucking Jordan played the full season. Like, more times than not. Like 80% of the times, he played 80-plus games. Zion Williamson, what's the most he's played in 1 year? 60, maybe?
Yeah,
that might be generous. I just don't know what you do. I really don't, other than try to move on while he still has trade value. Because it's not working. It's not working. You got to do something. And he's never going to play a full season.
Yeah.
Last thing, college basketball is back. I almost gave out some plays tonight, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to go with the formula that I had last year. It was a very successful year. I'm going to wait till feast week, Thanksgiving week. I will say I did bet Kansas 13-1 odds to win the national championship. Take that for what it's worth. We have had a future the last 2 years. We'll see what we can do, but it's back. I'm trying not to. I'm focused on football. Kansas has a 6-point lead at halftime, but I'm focused on football because we got to get it out of the gutter starting this week. So let's see what we can do. We'll go through a recap real quick. Cal and Wake under 55. Not good. Mendoza, what did I tell you, threw it like 40 fucking times in the first half. Don't know why. I don't know why. It's a bad one. So loser there. We're going to go through the losers and then we'll do the winners. Minnesota -6. I don't entirely remember, but I know it wasn't going well. And then they kind of had a semblance of a chance there in the second half, but we were never on the right side. LSU +3, we talked about it. Iowa -5.5. This game started off with an interception and a touchdown, and I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't feeling good. Quarterback looked great, and then it was like, oh, no, he fucking sucks too. Cincinnati -4.5. This one was really frustrating. I'm gonna pull this one up because if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure they fucking dominated them in yards. Let me see. Give me a second. Sorsby threw a pick that was one of the worst interceptions. Just handed him a pick six. So Cincinnati had 436 yards of offense. West Virginia had 248. They were 3 of 12 on conversion downs. Cincinnati ran it for 157 yards. They controlled the time of possession 34-25, but you gave them fucking 2 touchdowns. Gave them to them. I would bet Cincinnati again if they played again. So Sorsby started off very successful. You can throw in this West Virginia secondary, but what you don't want to do is roll out and then as you're getting tackled, just fucking toss it to him for a touchdown. So that was the bad. The good, Ole Miss +3, handled Georgia mightily. Kind of exactly how I expected it to go. I was asking myself, I was like, I don't know if the weather was good or bad. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But in the trenches, it was impressive how much Ole Miss handled Georgia in the trenches. So +3, they get the win outright. Kansas +3, also get the win outright. Jalen Daniels is I've been saying it, dude. Sometimes it just starts clicking for people, I guess, and you gotta capitalize on it when you see it. Penn State minus 13.5. This one went also pretty much exactly how I thought. I felt like they would kind of squeeze Washington, make life difficult for them on the offensive side. I think they scored 6 points, 30-plus for Penn State. 3-5 on the week. Another not good week, 44, 48-1. We got to turn it around starting this week. You had 7 plays. We had a few on the same side.
Yeah, App State and Coastal. We were on App State +1 and the over 62.5. Coastal scored quickly. I mean, we weren't freaking out because we were on the over. And then App State moves the ball downfield fast. And they do a naked bootleg. And Aguilar freaks out and mishandles the football, fumbles. And in the end, it ended up costing us the App State +1 and the total because the total ended up hitting at 62. So,
yeah,
terrible sequence because not only did it take App State out the game, Coastal ended up going up 14-0, but then it took points off the board as well. So, we go to Friday. We were on Iowa. UCLA dominated Iowa in the trenches, which is crazy to even think about.
I agree.
North Texas +5.5 against Army. This game was so annoying. Army won 14-3. North Texas got the ball in the red zone 4 times and only managed to score 3 points in the game. Really annoying game.
Yeah.
We had LSU +3. We talked about it in the beginning. Ole Miss, you mentioned it. And then South Carolina -3.5 was the lock.
Your best bet of the week.
Yeah, they dominated them.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt went for under 300 yards of offense again. So they won 28-7.
So 2-5 on the week. Not good. We are not doing good. 25, 39-1, 7-5 in your locks though. Holding on to that. We got to turn it around now, or else I'm going to lose all my money. Hey, hit that turbo button. Look on that. No, on the remote on the wall. Nothing on that. No, yeah, go on there. Turbo. There you go. All right. We look ahead. College football week 12. Do you have anything? There are games on currently as we speak. Do you have anything Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Nothing. No. Oh my God. Dude, we got it. I'm telling you. And actually, okay. I told you we need to do something, and I don't have anything planned right now, but I told you we need to do something to get rid of the bad energy. And you said no. You handled it on your own. And since then, you were doing bad. I wasn't doing bad yet. Since you did that, now I'm doing bad.
Yeah.
And now we're all doing bad. Justin's probably off somewhere in the sunset
winning
all of his fucking bets.
Yeah, I thought getting rid of Justin was going to help us turn the ship around. Apparently not.
It at least was a vibe switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't doing that bad at that point yet. What started it off was that y'all left me out to dry with the Kennesaw game. And we didn't fucking take it, and we ignored the sign. And I said, you know what happens when you ignore signs? It's bad luck. I said that before that episode was over. And then so I said, you got to do something to fucking get us out of this. And you didn't do it. You didn't want to do it. I've driven over to that church by myself on a random day. Yeah, but you tried. But see, that's the thing. We give out these plays on a public forum. You try to do things in the shadows.
Yeah, what?
You got to do it to where it's public.
I used to think jerking off was causing me to lose bets, but apparently it's not. That's not it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've driven to that church, complete 180 from what you're sinning. I'm fucking going to the church to go touch the door, and fucking, I'm trying to put it out there to the ether that I'm sorry to whatever's going on, and I want things to go better. I almost shaved my head the other day. I was like, I've said it before. If you go get a haircut, you got good luck on your side. I was like, you hold the bad luck in your hair.
Yeah.
I was about to shave my fucking head in the bathroom. It was going so bad. But no, we got to do something, dude. We got to do something.
You got another sign?
No, I wish I was. You can't just fucking pull it out of thin air. It's got to come to you. That was the most organic sign of all time. And it was one of the biggest upsets in probably college football history because Kennesaw fired their fucking coach. That's the only game they won.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said yourself, you're like, that would be an incredible, like, improbable upset. They fucking won. I just needed them to cover goddamn 30 or whatever it was. And ever since then, it's gone to shit. So what do we do if we have another shitty week? We're just going to sit idly by and let it go? Everything's going to shit. I had the Giants, and fucking they fumbled the first play in overtime. Every game, there's like something fucking bad.
Oh, even the bets I don't take on here that I take just out. I had Oklahoma this past week. Did you see the end of that game? Like, what the hell,
So
dude?
what are you willing to do? You brought this on
Dude,
us.
I've tried everything.
You haven't tried anything. You got to do some type of public ask of forgiveness or ritual or something.
I got to sacrifice a pet,
Well, I don't know about that.
a rabbit or something.
I don't know, dude, but you got a suggestion? Okay. I'm not
I already take ashwagandha.
No, it's the other one.
Ayahuasca. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers does that, and it made him a shitty fucking quarterback. Like, you think I'm kidding, though, but I'm like, dude, I've been fucking trying everything. Changing clothes, fucking all kinds of shit. As I said, I almost shaved my head. What if you dye your hair jet black? Do something. I'll shave my head. I don't know, dude. I'm trying to figure it out. We got to do something. And I don't think you understand. Like, you're under the mindset, and it's dragging on, but you're like, I just got to start picking better. It's like, no, this is not fucking the shit I've seen the past 2 weekends.
I don't want to get caught up in that.
Oh, I'm in it. The past 2 weekends.
Dude,
Though it's not that we're losing. It's how we're losing.
If you shave your head and you start winning, you're going to shave your head every time you lose.
I'll shave my whole fucking body if that's what it takes.
That'd be something. Eyebrows and all.
Dude, if you could guarantee me, I would shave my eyebrows if you could guarantee me wins. Yeah. I don't even have to win every game. If you can just guarantee me a profitable week every week for the rest of my life,
oh, yeah.
I would shave my eyebrows. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think you're... See, the problem is, like, you're disregarding it so much now that the second you do something, it's going to get us out of it. But now it's one of those, like, it's like the fantasy with the quarterbacks and all that. You're not going to do it because you're sticking your heels in the sand. But we're in this because of you. I was legitimately mad the other day that, like, I was thinking about the Kennesaw game. I was like, if y'all would have just fucking said, I'll do it, meaning we'd lose all our money anyway, we could have just fucking took a shot there, and we'd be complete 180 right now. We'd be winning so much. But y'all didn't want to do it. Y'all left me fucking out to dry. All right, you have nothing. No Wednesday, no Thursday, no Friday.
No.
Alrighty. I've got 2 on Friday. First one, North Texas UTSA. We're going to go over. Over 72.5. Stylistically, it's a very high number. It's a very high number. We just watched the game. You were talking about it. North Texas got inside the 10, 3 times, didn't score a single point the 3 times they got in there.
Yeah, and I thought they scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about that game. On their first drive, they got it, and I thought he scored. They called him short, and they reviewed it, and you just couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
There was 3 calls in that game that were all stands in favor of Army.
Yeah. So stylistically, the way this one works out is decent, like run defenses and all of that. North Texas doesn't want to run. They're going to throw. Secondaries are bad. It's a fast track. I think we're going to see a shitload of points. They move fast. UTSA is coming off of a bye. I think there's going to be points. Points. We're going over 72.5. It's a very high number, but when you look at it, when you dive into it, it's like I don't see any way that there's very little room for error, but the speed they play with and how bad the secondaries are, I think over's the play. So over 72.5. My second one, interesting. This moved a little bit. Houston and Arizona. All right, fuck it. 2 teams going in different directions. Houston won 3 out of their last 4. Arizona's lost 5 in a row. Houston benched Donovan Smith. Zion Chris has started the last 2 games. They've won both of them. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, but he really provides he's a true dual threat option. Arizona struggled against dual threat quarterbacks. Zion Chris has got 40 carries in the last 2 games. I think it's 39. Avery Johnson ran for 110 yards. Dampier had 130 yards. They don't do a good job of containing the quarterback. Houston's defense is really good. EPA, statistically, eye test, however you want to talk about it, their defense is pretty good, especially down in the red zone. They really squeeze teams and can kind of hold them out. Fafita is a good quarterback, but they're just so one-dimensional. It's either throw it up, throw it deep to McMillan, or that's it. So I'm going to bet on Houston to be able to stop that, and Arizona provides nothing in the run game, and they're just too one-dimensional. I like Willie Fritz. We were on Houston earlier in the year. They're a team trending in the right direction. They look like one of the worst teams in the country, and they're not good. But Arizona is alarmingly bad for how good they were last year. So I'm going to take Houston plus 1.5. I was really considering an over here as well, just because Zeon Chris played great last game. I'm not overreacting to that. He was like 11 for 11, 200-something yards, I think. No turnovers. But just with Houston's defense, it worries me in terms of an over. So I'm going to go Houston plus 1.5 as my second play for Friday. And then we'll go to Saturday. You can go first.
I'm going to Clemson at Pitt. Clemson's 10-point favorites. The total's 54.5. Over the past 4 games, the Pitt offense has really come to a stop. It started against Cal, where they only scored 17 points. They went 1 for 12 on third down, 277 total yards. Against Syracuse, they were 2 for 9 on third down. Against SMU, they were 5 for 16 on third down. Against Virginia last week, they were 4 for 13 on third down. Holstein went out the game last week against Virginia with a concussion. Whether he plays or not, I think the offensive struggles for Pitt continue. I don't see them having much success against a Clemson defense that ranks 10th in the nation in third down defense. So we're going to take Clemson minus 10 points.
Okay. So I'm on that as well. And so what I had written down was Clemson minus 10 or the under 55. So I'll just go through everything that I said. So I got Clemson bounce back with the road win against Virginia Tech. The offense wasn't great, but they tried to control the clock. Time of possession, they had the advantage, 36 to 23 minutes. Same thing in their loss to Louisville. They ran it 45 times. They won the time of possession 37 to 22. Klubnik is playing well, but still it's just something about him. He's not as good as the hype around him coming in, and I still see him struggle in certain spots here. That's why I was considering an under. But Clemson knows their way to victory is Phil Maffa, good defense, control the clock. They have the 26th ranked rushing offense. Like you said, Holstein got hurt last game. He wasn't playing well in his last 4 appearances. So even with the backup, I'm blanking on his name, but I've seen him. Nate Yarnell, he's not that great either. Pitt's 95th in sacks allowed. Clemson hasn't been statistically dominant at getting to the quarterback, but that's still a lot of NFL talent on the D-line. What worries me, Pitt is 5th nationally in sacks. They average over 3 sacks a game. So that was another reason why I was kind of considering an under here. I can see Clemson scoring in this game. I have a harder time seeing Pitt scoring in this game. It just depends on how aggressive is Clemson going to be, you know? So I almost took both. Almost took Clemson and the under. But I'm going to take the under with Clemson. Clearly the better team. Established the run. I'm sorry. Read that completely wrong. Clemson minus 10. This is not your typical Narduzzi defense. That's what we said against when they played Syracuse and they got like 7 fucking turnovers. But I don't see it here. I think Clemson's the better team. So, yeah, I'm going to lay 10 points as well. This is week 12, and I still can't fucking get my notes in a timely order to where I know what I'm talking about. All right, I'm going to go to Utah and Colorado, and I'm going to lay the points here with the Buffaloes. Shedeur Sanders is playing great. Utah's defense has kind of left a lot to be desired. They also had a back-breaking loss in the Holy War. They lost by a field goal. The athletic director got up there crying, talking about they just got robbed and they're not happy to be in the Big 12 and this and that. The play he was talking about, it was defensive holding. I don't know what he's really up there complaining about. They're not good. Their offense is really bad. I don't know that their offense is going to be be able to go toe-to-toe with Colorado. I don't think they will. That's why I'm going to lay the 10 points with the Buffaloes here. I'm going to see about the best number. 9.5 would obviously be great. But I don't think that they have enough offensively to put pressure on a spotty Colorado defense, I guess. But the Buffaloes are ranked 20, And there's a scenario here where it may be a little far-fetched, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Deion Sanders Colorado Buffaloes find themselves in the college football playoff.
Yeah, I think they can win the conference if they get in the championship game.
That would be remarkable in terms of a 2-year turnaround.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were terrible last year. Terrible. You would have no choice, love him or hate him, you would have no choice but to tip your cap to Deion Sanders. That would be incredibly impressive. So, yeah, no, 10's the best number we got. So give me 10 with Colorado. What's your next one for Saturday?
I'm going to Oregon State at Air Force. Oregon State's 4-point favorites. The total's 45.5. I think this is one of those matchups where possessions are going to be limited. Oregon State ranks 3rd in time of possession in the nation, and Air Force ranks 10th. Oregon State has a serious problem stopping the run. The 127th ranked rush defense in yards per rush allowed. I would lean under normally in this game, but both of these teams have serious turnover problems. They both rank 113th in the nation in turnover margin per game. So I'm just going to I think this is a little bit more of an even matchup. I'm going to take Air Force +4.
Okay. I'm going back to I was on games with both of these teams last week. Cincinnati, Iowa State. Like I said, Cincinnati had 436 yards of offense. The problem was 3 turnovers, pick 6, scoop and score touchdown. I was also on Kansas last week, who beat Iowa State. Kansas ran it all over them, but Rocco Becht is playing pretty well. Iowa State's lost their last 2 games, 9-point favorites here. I'm going to go over 53.5. I think that I think Sorsby's going to be able to – I hope Sorsby's going to be able to put some points up on the board here. I think there will be opportunities in the passing attack. But Rocco Becht, like I said, he was 24-37, 383 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. This is not a good Kansas defense. But I think the number's a little too low. So I'm going to go over 53.5 Cincinnati and Iowa State. How many more do you have?
One more on my lock.
Okay, what's your one more?
Oregon at Wisconsin. Oregon's 14.5-point favorites, and the total's 52.5. Wisconsin's coming off a bye in their previous game. Before that, they allowed 329 rushing yards to Iowa. I expect the defense coming off a bye to be a little bit better here. The strength of Wisconsin's defense is their secondary, only allowing a 26% success rate on passing downs, and they have the 27th ranked coverage grade on Pro Football Focus. I think it's somewhat of a tough matchup for Oregon's offense here, so we're going to go Oregon-Wisconsin under 52.5.
Okay. We're going to Tennessee and Georgia. Top 10 matchup. Georgia's 10-point favorites on the home field. Total sits at 48.5. Nico Imaliava got hurt against Mississippi State. Didn't play the second half. As far as I can tell, he is going to go. Josh Heupel said he had a good day in practice. I'm expecting him to play, but we got to be honest here. He has not played that well this year. He's been confused in spots. He's missed deep balls often. Last couple games, he's trending towards maybe getting that going a little bit. But this Georgia defense is, regardless of, it's a down Georgia team, but the defense is still solid enough. I like the under here. Samson's a great running back. They feed him over 200 carries on the year, but this is Georgia's defense. So I think that you're going to see Tennessee want to establish the run and not put it on Nico's shoulders in a tough road environment against one of the better teams in the country. Do I need to say it anymore about Carson Beck? I've said it a million times at this point. He's not very good. It's the eyes. You can always tell by the eyes. I'm going to go under 48.5. I did almost take Tennessee with the points, though. Just seems...
Yeah, at 10, it seems like it's way too high.
Yeah. It's one of those, how many times do you have to – this is a really good Tennessee defense. How many times do you have to see that Carson Beck's going to turn the fucking football over and not play very well? So they just don't really have a ton of weapons on the outside. So I'll just stick with the under. But I thought about a little double dip there. So all you have left is your lock?
Yep.
Okay, I have a couple more. Kansas and BYU. I'm going to try to get an updated number here because I got this at 3.5, which would lead you to believe that we're taking Kansas. BYU's undefeated, but nearly has at least 2 losses. Oklahoma State they should have lost. They collapsed. And then Utah, it came down to a game-winning field goal there at the end. I'm going to back Jalen Daniels until the wheels fall off. I've been saying it. This guy figured it out. He played very, very poorly to start the year, and he is absolutely torching teams these last few weeks. No, there's a 3. Yeah. No, wait. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no 3.5. So we'll go 3. Kansas plus 3. Jalen Daniels had another 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He threw a beautiful ball that would have been another 40-plus yard touchdown, but the receiver's foot was barely out. It's a very balanced Kansas offense with Devin Neal averaging 6 yards per carry, opens up the passing attack. BYU's been dodging bullets this year. I think it was remarkable how Leipold had the guys not quit after such a poor start. Kansas is not a team you want to see right now. So I'm going to take them plus 3, and I wouldn't be shocked if they win this game. I think BYU is a little fraudulent for a top 10 team. Let's see. What else? Let me go back up. Earlier game. We're going to go to Baylor and West Virginia. We're just going back to the teams that we were fucking either on or against last week. There we go. Okay, Baylor's 2.5-point road favorites. Total sits at 58.5. Again, right to it. I'm going to lay the points with Baylor. West Virginia was gifted 2 defensive touchdowns, as I've said. I don't think Garrett Green plays. He didn't play last week. He's questionable. They said he practiced in some capacity, but they're kind of playing it close to the vest. At least last I saw, new information could have come out or may come out by the time this episode's out. But I'm going to lay with Baylor here. Marshall, I don't even know how you pronounce his last name, Marshall. They got outgained by 200 yards. They're 3 of 12 on conversion down. Sawyer Robertson for Baylor can throw it around the yard a little bit. Anyone can throw on West Virginia, though. So whether it's Marshall or Green, they do try to push the ball down the field. I think I got to trust Baylor here. I got to back Baylor. I think they're going to have the more success through the air. Green is the more mobile of the quarterback, so if he doesn't go, I feel better about it. I wasn't blown away with the backup quarterback. There was just a lot of things that Cincinnati did to shoot themselves in the foot. So I'm going to take Baylor minus 2.5. And then I'm on the fence on this one. What are your thoughts laying it with Notre Dame?
I didn't really even look at it.
Okay, Notre Dame's 23-point favorites against Virginia at home. They've been steamrolling everybody. Pretty much everybody. 52-3 over Florida State, 51-14 over Navy, 31-13 Georgia Tech, 49-7 Stanford. They beat Louisville 31-24. Since they lost to NIU, it's one of those. They control their own destiny. If they went out there in the playoff, you know what I mean? I don't know that. I'll do it. Fuck it. I'm laying 23 points with Notre Dame. Howard Cross is not playing. Defensive tackle, one of the best defensive tackles in the country. That's worrisome. But I just don't think Virginia has the bullets to keep up in this one. So I'll lay 23 points with Notre Dame. All you have left is your lock?
Yep.
All right. Best bets of the week in college football.
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need, come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Because I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
All right, we're going to Tennessee, Georgia. We're taking the under 48.5. The strength of the teams here are the defenses. Both of the defenses rank inside the top 20 in rush defense, and both rank inside the top 10 in third down defense. You mentioned it. Both of these quarterbacks have kind of shied away in the biggest games. They're playing below expectations. Nico just... The inexperience has showed, and then Carson Beck, responsible for 17 turnover-worthy plays this season. That's sixth worst in the nation. I don't see really either one of the quarterbacks making many plays in this game. Tennessee's only allowing 2.4 points per opportunity, and Georgia's only allowing 3.2 points per opportunity. I think points in this one's going to be hard to come by, so we're taking the Tennessee-Georgia under 48.5 for the lock of the week.
There you go. That is our best bets for college football. To recap, I am taking UTSA North Texas over 72.5, Houston plus 1.5. Clemson minus 10. Colorado minus 10. Cincinnati, Iowa State over 53.5. Tennessee, Georgia under 48.5. Kansas plus 3. Baylor minus 2.5. And Notre Dame minus 23.
All right, we're going Clemson minus 10, Air Force plus 4, Oregon, Wisconsin 52.5. I'm going to take Kansas plus 3 with you.
Okay.
Because I nearly picked it, but I didn't. And then Tennessee, Georgia under 48.5 for the lock of the week.
Alrighty. There you go. That is our best bet for college football. Look, you can hop off the wagon or you can ride it out. Anybody who's followed this show, I told you coming into this year, there's going to be low points. If you bet for the duration of entire football season, you are going to have low points. We're in a low point. It's not even that bad. It's just not good. So good is on the horizon. If you keep shooting, taking shots, eventually you're going to hit something. So hopefully it's this week. NFL recap. Thursday night, the train rolls on. Bengals plus 6. We are now 8-2 betting the Thursday game. Bengals plus 6. Took a little Joe Burrow magic there late. Incredible throw. Back right corner of the end zone. Didn't get the 2-point conversion. But I respect that they went for 2. I really appreciated that. Giants minus 5 in Germany. Daniel Jones is so goddamn bad. So bad. Just a complete and utter waste of money. I think it was $160 million. The Giants, it's like if you wrote a movie about how bad decisions that a football team could make. They get rid of their best player in Saquon Barkley. They pay a fucking random run-of-the-mill quarterback $160 million. He absolutely sucks. If he was even remotely competent, the Giants win this game. I think the Panthers scored 14 points in the first half. And then... Okay, no, whatever, regardless. Scored 20 points for the whole fucking game. Daniel Jones turned it over multiple times in the red zone. Just played like shit. And then did what he does, where he kind of like gave you a chance at the end, which is why they paid him, I guess. We're like, wow, we managed to like be in these games late. It's like, yeah, because the defense is pretty good and you have enough skill position players. Tyrone Tracy had a great game until the final carry. Waited till the first fucking play in overtime to fumble the football. So we got a loser there, Giants minus 5. Jaguars plus 4 was my lock of the week. Really unfortunate because for a number of reasons. One being there was no report that Trevor Lawrence wasn't going to play. Nothing that I saw. And then the next day after we record, they come out and say he is out against the Vikings. And Mac Jones is in. And Mac Jones fucking sucks. So defensively, what did I say going in this game? I felt like Sam Darnold is showing old Sam Darnold tendencies. Turned it over like 3 times. He's the reason the Jaguars were in this game. If Trevor Lawrence is in this game, I would imagine they're going to score more than 7 points. And they probably win this football game. The Vikings outplayed the Jaguars. They just kept turning it over. But my God, dude, fucking it was like 3 straight possessions that Mac Jones turned it over. The fumble, though, to give them another field goal when the Vikings are up 9-7. If he doesn't do that, and then you get it back again, it was really frustrating. It was a frustrating way to lose a lock or any bet at all. Jaguars plus 4. Dolphins and Rams on Monday night over 50.5. God fucking damn it. Tua sucks, dude. Tua sucks so bad. Tua's terrible. I understand he keeps almost dying, but we got to fucking stop babying this dude. He sucks. And he's dumb. He fucking went in for the tackle. You saw him going for that tackle after the interception? Yeah. He almost died again. I don't know. And then the Rams, so many weapons. Can't do shit. Bad play there. Saints-Falcons under 46.5. We go 2-3 on the week. 28-31 overall, 4-6 in my locks of the week again. That Jaguars lock, to lose it like that really sucked. You did your usual 3 plays. You went 1-2.
Yeah, the Jets were my lock. I wasn't the only one.
No, yeah, the Jets were getting bet for sure.
We had CLV, but that didn't mean shit because they got beat 31-6.
They suck.
Oh yeah, they're terrible.
Aaron Rodgers really sucks.
The biggest surprise about the Jets this year is how bad they are at stopping the run.
But that's been all year. I
Yeah,
was saying that
no,
after
it
the
has.
first week where I was like,
But
oh
it's
my
like
God.
you look at the personnel. It's like, why can't they stop the run?
I have no clue. I really don't. And I just don't understand, dude. Aaron Rodgers is just not good. They're like, he tries to do those quick throws, and his receivers are not fucking ready for it. That's been all year.
Yeah.
I think he just thought, like, I'll get Devontae Adams, and I don't have to say anything. He'll just know when I'm going to throw it quick.
Yeah, he's always done that shit. And I don't know. The Cardinals are good. That's what you walk away.
They're just inconsistent.
Yeah. I thought that we might see a bad game from Murray. He had one of the best games of his career, so whatever.
Should the Bears bench Caleb Williams?
No.
That question was asked. They benched and fired Shane Waldron.
Yeah, they should fire everyone else too.
Yeah, you need to fire that entire coaching staff. Caleb Williams stinks. Do you disagree?
I don't know. I mean,
Let's put it this way. Caleb Williams, of the first-round quarterbacks, is far and away the worst one right now. He's not good.
yeah.
He's missing open throws. I'm talking 7-yard out route to DJ Moore, and he's like throwing it at his feet in a clean pocket. So it's like, I don't know if he's got the yips now because the offensive line is bad, but the offensive line's not playing that bad. There were plenty of times where he had time to throw, and he's just not making the throws. He's holding on to the ball so long. He's scrambling around, but like scrambling to nowhere. Like he's not making anything happen, and then he'll try to step up in the pocket where he clearly can't. It's clearly very inept coaching around him, but he is not good right now.
Yeah, I kind of expected him to struggle. But then the Bears kind of started off. They were 5-3 to start the year, I think.
Because the defense is good, yeah.
And then they play Washington, and you think they might win that game, but then they don't on the Hail Mary.
True.
And then shit just...
Yeah. When you lose it the way you lose it like that, and then, yeah, that's how you lose the locker room, and then one problem becomes 6 problems. But he's just not good, though, right now.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
saying
expected him to struggle.
Drake May looks infinitely better.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, infinitely better. Bo Nix looks way better.
And when you look at it, it's like, you know, getting drafted to the Bears, it's like you thought he had the most beneficial situation out of all the quarterbacks.
We're in a dynasty league. That's why I took him. I didn't take Jaden Daniels because I was like, well, he can win now. He's got Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. He's got Swift. He's got weapons around him. But it's like what they tried to knock Jaden Daniels for was, oh, he's a one-read quarterback. He just gets it to the one. Caleb Williams, just get it to the fucking first read.
Yeah.
Throw it to somebody. Stop fucking holding it. He got sacked 9 goddamn times because he holds on to the ball for so fucking long. Let's put it this way. His draft stock should have plummeted after that Washington game where he went to the sidelines and cried in his mommy's arms. That's when his fucking draft stock should have plummeted. You remember what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
He cried. Tears. And, like, was in a fetal position in her arms. That should have been a red flag. They were, like, trying to shield him. I still remember. I was like, oh, my God. Buddy, you're going to be the number 1 fucking pick.
Yeah, when I saw him painting his fingernails is when I was like, okay.
I just don't understand what – he's just not good. And I'm not saying he's not going to be better, but right now he's not good. So he's the worst of the first-round quarterbacks drafted. I would take Michael Penix Jr. over him right now. So I don't know what you do, but all righty. We look ahead to, what is it, week 10? No. We look ahead to week 11, NFL, Thursday night, Commanders and Eagles. Again, we dominate Thursday night. We are 8-2. It's the only thing we can fucking hang our hat on these days. And we're back to do it again. Do you feel good?
Yeah.
Do you really? Oh, fuck. Because I feel good too. Oh, shit.
Are you on side or total?
Side.
Yeah, me too. I don't think I can be convinced otherwise either.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. All right, well, let's do the 3, 2, 1 again.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, Eagles.
Redskins.
Oh, they're not the Redskins, they're the Commanders. Okay, we got to talk about it then. Okay, give me your reasoning why.
So look, you have 2 top offenses, Washington 6th in the NFL in total offense, and the Eagles are 4th. The Eagles' defense is better, but where Where the Eagles have struggled on offense is on third down, 15th third down offense. Washington is a top 5 third down offense. I just think it's a closer. I think these teams are closer to even than what the odds makers think. I think that this game shouldn't be more than a field goal. So
yeah, so it grew. It was 3. Okay. I think the Eagles, and I was very low on the Eagles. I think the Eagles are playing like their best football. The A.J. Brown coming back makes life much easier for the offense. Saquon Barkley. He's fucking incredible. I think, if you, like you said, the Commanders realistically should have lost to the Bears. Beat the Giants by 5. It was some fourth quarter points there by the Giants to make that a little closer, but you lose to Pittsburgh. I just don't know how Jaden Daniels is good at moving the ball in between the 20s. But once it gets down to the red zone, they're stalling out a little bit more. Defensively, the Commanders are struggling. So Pro Football Focus has the Commanders as the 28th ranked overall defense. Their secondary is bottom 5. So I think just with the way the Eagles kind of operate their offense with the short yardage situations and all of that, I know, like you said, they're struggling on third downs. Let me see. What did they do? I was looking at this earlier. It's like you got to kind of take Dallas with a grain of salt. Because Dallas sucks. Their offense did terrible.
yeah, and Zeke fumbled it near the goal line. It's like in the beginning of that game, it looked like Dallas might be able to hang in there, and then Jalen Hurts fumbled it. It was like a messy game to start.
Yeah. I just wonder, I question if we're going to see regression from Daniels in this second half of the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think I do think the Eagles' defense is playing better. You look at, they've very much been like not asking him to do a lot. He was 17 of 34, 202 yards against the Steelers, a much better defense, I get, than the Eagles. Well, this isn't good because we're 8-2, betting the Thursday game. Against the Giants, he was 15 of 22, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like they're not putting a lot on his shoulders. So do you see any scenario where the Commanders win decisively? Because I see a scenario where the Eagles do.
Look, the Eagles are playing much better than I expected them to. But I'm still not sold on them.
Yeah, and I was definitely low on them. But what they did against the Bengals was when I was like, okay. You held that offense to 17 points. You dropped 37 on them.
I don't know.
Fuck.
Shit.
I'm trying to see. Brian Robinson Jr. has been out. He's supposed to be questionable. I wonder if Lattimore's going to play for him.
Yeah.
I would think maybe not. Or at least maybe, like, with the short week and all that. I mean, I know he's been there. He was there last week, too. But you feel very strongly?
I don't. It's not like I don't know. It's just, look, I had my questions about the Eagles. They're playing better, but I mean, I don't want to change my tune.
If the Commanders win this, then it's like they're a legitimate contender in the NFC, and I don't think they are yet. Not yet. I think they've overachieved. Like you said, even if they just lose that Bears game, we're having a different conversation. They're sitting at 6-4. We might have to go opposites. We might have to go opposites. I think. I mean, obviously, when I actually, are we sure there's no threes left? Because I looked shortly. And we're dragging our feet here, but it's because we're fucking 8-2 on Thursday. So, no, there's one at Fanatics. Fucking fuck. All right.
Do you have lean on side?
No. Because I worry, like when I'm watching the Commanders, I'm watching Daniels and it is vanilla. It is, and they're doing well around him. Like they're doing what they need to do. He's not losing the game for them. You know what I mean? Whereas Caleb Williams just sits back there and holds on to the ball and takes sacks and ruins drives for the team because he won't fucking get rid of the ball. Whereas Jaden Daniels is getting into his playmakers and making things happen, but not shooting themselves in the foot and killing the drives. I just think we may see a little regression here. I think that the Eagles can put them in positions where he has to push the ball downfield. If you look at the Eagles offense, 28-37, 28-34. So Dallas was banged up more on the offensive side of the ball than the defense. I mean, yeah, than the defensive side. Defense is not good. Don't get me wrong. But it's like the best playmakers in this game are on Philly. I think the better defense is with Philly. Like I said, Pro Football Focus has the Commanders as the 28th best defense. Coverage grade, they're very bad. And then run defense, same thing. Not grading out well at all. Their run defense is the 11th worst. So at home, yeah, we might have to go opposites.
I'll take Eagles first half minus 2.5.
What the fuck? Well, now we have a fucking...
The Eagles are going to win this game by 3.
Okay. Okay, so you're going Eagles first half minus 2.5?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Don't change because of me. I'm trying to just get somewhat close to you.
All right, then I'll stick with the Eagles minus 3. I could be wrong. Like I said, let's put it this way. I will be very impressed with Jaden Daniels if he goes into Philly in a divisional game. They know each other well. If they go in there, and he's playing great, don't get me wrong, but I just think that as the season progresses, teams are going to begin to figure out what throws him for a loop and what makes life difficult for him. In the last few games, you haven't seen him light it up. You've seen them kind of squeak by, obviously with Chicago, but then I still don't view this Pittsburgh team as like this great team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least offensively.
Even defensively, I mean, they're a little bit overrated.
Secondary, definitely. So yeah, I think the Eagles are the play. I'll stand on it and I'll own up to it. Let's put it this way, I'm taking them fucking with the hook too. It's not even a 3. So I'll own up to it and I'll take the fall if that's what kills the streak here. So, but Eagles minus 3.5 for me. Eagles first half minus 2.5 for Nick. And we carry on into the rest of Sunday. I have a lot for an NFL card. Do you feel good about yours?
Yeah.
You're doing just 3?
Yeah.
All right, let me go then. Let me unpack some of this. Are you on the Browns and Saints at all?
Nope.
Okay. I wanted to take another under. I'm going to hold off. It's come down 1.5 points from where I was. I'm going to take the Patriots plus 5 at home against the Rams. We talked about Drake May. Drake May's playing well. I don't know what's going on with the Rams. I really don't, because they have the weapons and this and that.
Their offensive line.
But
look,
but Stafford,
the Rams, we had a minus 2.5. You had the over. The freaking turnover back and forth shit in that game did not help the over.
Yeah.
And then the opening drive of the second half for the Rams received the kick. they're driving. It's a perfect drive. And then one play, the center snaps it high on Stafford, and he ends up fumbling it backwards, and they get derails the whole drive.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm going to take the Patriots. 5 points. I think I got 5.5. Let me see. Let me just see what the best number is. Yeah, so 5 is the best number. I'm going to take the Patriots +5 at home. I think Drake May is trending in the right direction. The defense is not as good as I would like, but the Rams have something going on over there. So I'll take Patriots +5 on their on the home field. I'm also going to take the Colts and Jets under 44. The Jets have an issue, clearly, on offense, like we talked about. I really wanted to take the Colts, if I'm being honest, almost double-dipped here, because the Jets have a problem stopping the run. And if the Colts are smart, they're going to let Jonathan Taylor run the football. They keep playing Joe Flacco, and they said they're not going away from him. I almost like that more for the under, to be honest. Joe Flacco is just dinking and dunking and then turning the ball over. I'm not entirely sure why they don't go back to Anthony Richardson, and that's saying something. Because Joe Flacco's coming in, he's not protecting the ball, and you're not winning. So I don't know. But so we're going to go under 44 in that one. I am going to lay. Okay, I got this at 1.5. Okay, no, there's a 2. I'm going to lay 2 points with the Broncos at home. Sean Payton knows how to beat the Falcons. He's seen them for a decade and a half at this point. I don't know. I don't think the Falcons will love being out in the elements outside in Denver. That offense, Kirk Cousins, I don't know what was going on with Kirk Cousins. They do have weapons there, but this Broncos defense is good. Bo Nix is getting a little more acclimated with the NFL. He looks more comfortable. To be quite honest, they should have beat the Chiefs. So, but that's a whole nother story there. So I'll take the Broncos -2 on the home field. I'm going to lay 6.5 points with the 49ers at home against the Seahawks. At some point, the 49ers got to bow up and beat the shit out of somebody. I think we might see it this week. It is a divisional game, one that they've already won. It's tough to go 2-0 and sweep your divisional opponent. I think we see it, though. Christian McCaffrey's back. He's only going to get he's got rust to knock off. They gave him the ball a good bit. Pearsall is coming on as a weapon. Debo's choking out the kicker and the holder at the same time. I think we see the 49ers beat the shit out of the Seahawks here. So I'll lay 6.5 points. Another home team, another big matchup. I'm laying 2.5 points with the Buffalo Bills, taking on the Chiefs. I told you I got a lot, so I'm about to toss it back to you. But I'm taking the Bills. The Chiefs, how many times are they going to squeak by? 9-0? Are they going to win every game by one possession and go undefeated? It would be fucking a Mahomes thing to do. The defense is fantastic. The offense is struggling, though. Pacheco, I think he's coming off of IR. I don't know if he's going to play. But I'm laying 2.5 points with the Bills on the home field.
Yeah, what was up with that? I saw him a clip. He said he was talking to the referee. He said, "Tell him when they get close to me."
Mahomes.
Yeah. What the hell?
I don't know.
Tell when who gets close to the defense.
Yeah. No, I mean I've been saying it for years. Okay. I've been saying it for years. They're rigging it for this motherfucker. They really are. They are.
Yeah, even the Super Bowl against the Eagles.
Yeah.
That penalty they called.
Yeah, I was on the Chiefs though. So I'm okay with that one.
But still.
Yeah. The Bradbury holding, defensive holding. Yeah.
Yeah, the edits on the internet of the Chiefs games are so funny.
Yeah. All right, what's your next one?
I'm going Ravens Steelers. The Ravens have the number 1 offense in the NFL in total yards and scoring offense, but the defense has struggled. 27th total defense, last passing defense, the 30th third down defense, and the 25th scoring defense. The Steelers have played one offense ranking inside the top 10 in scoring, and that was Washington. They allowed 27 points to the Commanders last week. I'm going to take Ravens Steelers over 47.5.
Yeah, I mean, their secondary's bad. I scratch my head as to how it got to the point it has for the Ravens, but the Steelers secondary isn't that great either. So I don't disagree by any means. I almost thought about taking the Steelers with the points at home, Mike Tomlin, dude. I said it when we were doing our futures episode. I was like, we need to take the fucking Steelers because Mike Tomlin does this shit every year. Every year. One of the best coaches in the league. I would put him up there as one of the best coaches in NFL history because he seems to typically, year after year, have less than others, and he's always competitive. It's impressive. So I didn't take anything on that one, but I certainly thought about it. Sunday Night Football. We're going to take another over. Over 46, Bengals and Chargers. Look, Joe Burrow's playing incredible right now. People are trying to hate on him. He's thrown for over 2,600 yards, 24 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Justin Herbert's quietly playing pretty goddamn good too. They want to run the ball and play good defense a little bit more than what we were used to in years past with the Chargers, but he's got over 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception. The TCU wide receiver, what's his name? I'm blanking on it. Quentin Johnston. He's kind of come on as a good target. Lab McConkey. They're young at the skill position. Their style of play is certainly a Harbaugh style of play, which kind of leads to more unders, but I just think that the Bengals are going to be able to get theirs, and I think the Chargers are going to be able to match them here. So I'm going over 46.5. And I think all I have left is my lock. You as well?
Yeah.
Alrighty, our best bets of the week in the NFL.
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need. Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Because I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
All right, my lock of the week in the NFL is going to be the Green Bay Packers minus 6.5. I'm doing it again. We're heavily invested in this Green Bay team. They're coming off of a bye. The Bears are in turmoil. If they would have fired Eberflus, then I'd have been a little bit more worried. They fired Shane Waldron. I don't think it matters. I think the Bears are still going to struggle on the offensive side of the ball. Jordan Love, stop fucking turning it over and giving the other team points. The Packers are the better team here. Coming off of the bye, I think you see them flex on a divisional opponent. I'm laying 6.5 with the Green Bay Packers as my lock of the week.
I'm going to Chiefs Bills. Like you said, I trust the Chiefs defense. I just don't trust the offense to score a whole lot of points. I'm not a real big fan of the Bills defense, but both of these defenses are 2 top 10 scoring defenses. We're going to go Chiefs Bills under 46.5 for the lock of the week.
I like it. I thought about it as well. I think you've seen a little bit more turnovers from Josh Allen last couple weeks. I think he had none coming in 2 weeks ago. Now he's got 4. A couple were not entirely his fault. James Cook is good. Hand him the football. Run the ball. I think they can be a balanced offense. And then you've got Ray Davis, too. Yeah. If I'm back there calling plays, we're going fucking running back on either side, and I'm making you fucking guess who's running it between Josh Allen, Ray Davis, and James Cook.
Yeah, both can catch.
Yeah.
Ray Davis.
I think if they wanted to, you have Josh Allen, who might be an MVP of the league, and he's a do-it-all Superman kind of guy. But if they wanted to, they could play some ground and pound fucking football, I think. And I mean, James Cook last week, what did he finish with? Just every time he touches it, he's running the ball well. 19 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown. The Chiefs' defense is fucking good. We've said it a bunch. It's remarkable that they managed to surround a generational quarterback, arguably the best of all time, with that defense in such a short amount of time. So I think the under is a good play there. It's worrisome just because the quarterbacks are who they are. But, yeah, I mean, what's the weather looking like? I know it's going to be probably cold. I don't see much in the forecast, but
no snow yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready for the first snow game. All right, to recap, Thursday, I'm taking the Eagles minus 3.5. I'm going Colts and Jets under 44.5. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry, under 44. So redo. Thursday, I'm taking Eagles minus 3.5. Colts and Jets under 44. Patriots plus 5. Broncos minus 2. 49ers minus 6.5, the Bills minus 2.5, the Bengals and Chargers over 46, and my lock of the week is the Green Bay Packers minus 6.5.
For Thursday night, we're going Eagles first half minus 2.5. We're taking the Ravens Steelers over 47.5, and for the lock of the week, we're going Chiefs Bills under 46.5.
Pump the fucking brakes on the Packers. There's 5.5s available. I don't know what news might have came out, but we're taking Green Bay Packers minus 5.5. So the people that just fucking listen, they turned it off.
They turned it off right after I finished.
Fuck.
They paused it. And
Come back.
Put it in their pocket.
Packers minus 5.5. It's widely available. That is my lock of the week. Jesus. Alrighty. Episode, what are we? 204 is in the books. Little disheveled of an episode, but we're disheveled right now as a podcast. We're losing bets, and we gotta get back. We gotta start winning. It starts this week. I don't know if I feel good, but I'm gonna just keep telling myself I feel good. So, episode 204 is in the books. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Nope.
Jesse, we appreciate you switching the cameras for us. Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We are almost to 800 subscribers. College football week 12, NFL week 11 is in the books. Y'all have a good one. Who dat?
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. I've been practicing this a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.